For this question, we want to find the area of the largest rectangle in the first quadrant with one point at the origin and another on that quarter circle. Y equals the square root of 16 minus x squared. So let's visualize this. Radius is 4. So we have a circle of radius 4. And we're picking a point xy on that circle. And from that, we're going to construct a rectangle. So you can see that rectangle is here. And we're interested in that area. So the area of this rectangle, area is length times width. So you can see the x value is the width, the y value is the length. So area is x times y. And then what? Well, y is the square root of 16 minus x squared. So we want to find the largest such rectangle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this in for my y1 on the graphing calculator. And we're going to try to see what value of x gives me the largest area, and then what that largest area is. Remember, the y, this y1 is not this y. That's a point on the quarter circle. This y represents area. So just keep that in mind. We're using y to represent two different things. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plug that into the graphing calculator, if I can. So I'm going to go to the y equals, and I need x times the square root of 16 minus x squared. I want to see what that looks like. We want to see what's the maximum value, the maximum y, which is the maximum area. So we're going to go to zoom. I like to start with zoom decimal and see what that looks like. And my y's are not going up high enough, so I need to have more y's. Right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, the y's only go up to 4. So let's adjust the window so I can do that. I need more y's. Maybe I'll change them both. So I'll maybe go from -10. Negative button is here. Be careful with that. -10 for the y min to 10 for the y max. And let's try that. Let's hit graph here, and much better graph. We are interested in the maximum value. What x gives us the maximum value? Remember, y represents the area. So again, second calc, maximum is number 4. Let's move the cursor a little bit to the left of the maximum here, a little bit to the right of the maximum here, and then guess close to the maximum, or at least in the neighborhood. And what's it giving me? It's giving me x is about 2.83. And it's telling me y, which is really my y1, is 8. So what does that mean? What does that mean? The x value is 2.83. I'm not sure what this y value is, but that y represents area. So the maximum area has 8. The maximum area is 8. That was the largest y value we had. When does that occur? That occurs when x is 2.83, when that x here, when x is 2.83. But what is the y value on the curve? Y would be the square root of 16 minus x squared. So let's take a look at what that is. So we'll go ahead and we'll jump back to the graphing calculator and see what we get for that. Second quit, square root of 16 minus x squared. What did we say x was? Y is 16 minus x squared. We said x was 2.83. So y will be the square root of 16 minus 2.83 squared, which is approximately what? Again, to the calculator we go. Square root of 16 minus 2.83 squared gives me, interestingly, 2.83. So does that surprise us that the maximum rectangle, the maximum area of the rectangle we get is actually a square? So maybe that kind of reinforces our concepts in terms of what it should be. Let's take a quick look on Desmos and let's see if we can visualize that. So I've got square root of 16 minus x squared is that quarter circle. But I really only want it for the quadrant, so 0 less x less 4. So there is my circle. Now where is 2.83? Let's see it. So where does x equal 2.83? That's about there. How about y equals 2.83? That's there. So you can see our rectangle inside the first quadrant, 2.83, 2.83 indeed, that basically lands on the circle. So the square is the rectangle that has the greatest area that is inscribed inside that quarter circle.